Okay, this is a conservative comedian, so you already know it's going to be bad, with his hot take on how to end abortion. And if you guessed we should own black people as slaves again, you win.
Funny response about abortion. When people are like, I'm like, yeah, I'm against abortion. And they're like, well, I mean, so what are all these black women supposed to do with their babies? And just be like, I'd buy them. You know, like, I'll put them to work. Is it better to kill them than let me buy them? Right? And that's a really funny debate when people just spiral, oh, slavery's so bad, it's so bad, we got to kill them all. Why is it, if like a black woman's going to have an abortion, why not just let me buy it? Right? Free labor for life. Yeah, we call it a rapper's dozen. Because I'd really like to see the argument that killing someone is more moral than just buying them.
Yes, that is real. And then he did this thing that I see happening more and more, where you have guys like this, usually white guys, who have like a poorly thought out, shitty take. And of course, everyone needs to hear it because they should be the loudest voice in the room. And then they record it and they look at it and they're just self-aware enough to go, it's going to piss some people off. And then like this light bulb goes off and they go, but that's what I want to do. I want to piss them off. I want to trigger them. And they start like believing their own hype. Like this is Joker level chaos that they're creating. And of course, that's what he's doing with this. On Twitter, he writes, this bit is hilarious. It's triggering people all over the internet saying I want to be a slave owner, blah, blah, blah. No, you said that. The root of so many of my favorite jokes is a simple question. Is it better to kill a man or own his labor? I think the answer is obvious because I'm not a psychopath, but apparently a lot of people think murder is a valid alternative to owning someone's labor and providing for them. I have no interest in owning and managing African slaves. I don't have enough Kit Kats to keep them happy. But this joke has really grown on me from the psychotic, demonic reaction to it by the entities, because he's one of those weird dudes who's like the Democrats and believes that shit. And then the guy who made a video to upset people got upset that people were upset about his video, making posts like one comment said, you fucking racist, what if you were bought by a black family and made a slave? Great. Isn't it obvious that it's better to work than be dead? How is this even a debate? Obviously, I'd rather be a slave than murdered. So first, is he a racist? Let's look at the facts. He only talked about owning black babies. He claims it's because Planned Parenthood targets black blah, blah, blah. Why isn't the joke just, don't kill your babies, I'll buy them? Why is that not the joke? Oh, because maybe then you couldn't make that rapper's dozen joke. And this is also the guy who once wrote and performed a song called That N-Word Stole My Bike, and also called Barack Obama the N-word with the hard ER. But even without the racism, I don't get the position he's trying to take up. Obviously, I'd rather be a slave than murdered. That's a weird take. Tell you what, we will set aside the thousands and thousands of black men and women's bodies that litter the ocean from Africa to here. The black men and women, or indigenous men and women, or Latino men and women, whose bodies are scattered across the North Americas because they literally chose death over servitude. We'll set that aside. I'll tell you what's even funnier to me about this. It's the fact that there are conservative, God-fearing, red-blooded American patriots who will see his post and will go, damn right, it really is that simple and they just can't see it. They'll say that with their whole chest. Meanwhile, this will literally be hanging in their living room. Ever heard this phrase before? It's kind of a big part of the building and creation of America. It's literally the mantra of New Hampshire. It's what our forefathers built this country upon. We will be free or we will die. Those are our two options. Given the choice, human beings, the vast majority of the time, would rather die than live as slaves. And we're talking about sentient, self-aware beings. We're talking about people who are able to love and dream and have things to live for, who say, I would rather die than be a slave. Meanwhile, he's talking about a cluster of cells being cut off from continuing to grow into a sentient being. and somehow slavery would be better. Some people just want attention, even if that attention is gained by telling the world just how fucking stupid they are.